just curious, like, how are people traveling now? Like, I'm terrified to like get on an airplane. I mean, I've always had like anxiety getting on airplanes prior to 2025, but now it's like more stressful because y'all already know what's happening in the world. So, like, how are y'all traveling? Like, is it crazy to like take a bus or a train that's like 3,000 miles away? Like, because I'm in a dilemma. My granddaughter's birthday's next month. We were gonna fly there. Now we're not flying there, but I'm like, I don't want to miss seeing my granddaughter for her birthday nor for the rest of the year because I'm like, how are we gonna like even get there? So I did consider taking a bus or a train, but they both do take like 70 hours, I think it said, with multiple stops. And my husband's like, absolutely not. Like, that's gonna like take forever. And then, you know, there's a lot of people, and then like just flu and COVID and whatever else is going around. Like, who wants to be stuck on a bus or train with all these people? Plus, we wouldn't be able to get proper sleep. So now we're considering driving. Like, does that sound crazy to drive from California to New Jersey to go see our family? Like, I don't know, but I'm thinking that's pretty much our only option. And so a lot of my family is just like, that's nuts. Like, why would you do that? Like, it's more like it's basically safer to fly, but in my brain, it's not safer to fly because even though we may not, you know, crash and like lose our lives, but even if something happens to the plane and we live through it, like that is terrifying to me, and I will never step foot on another plane. So in my brain, I'm like, if we fly to New Jersey and something happens to our plane and we're fine, like praise the Lord. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm never leaving New Jersey. Like, I'm gonna be stuck there for the rest of my life, which I kind of am okay with. But my point being, like, I don't want to be traumatized all over again because I was traumatized when I lived in New Jersey and 9/11 happened. So I'm just like, I can't deal with more anxiety stuff. So I'd rather drive, which I know can be not the safest thing because, again, the world we live in and what's happening in 2025 and being a person of color, like that does kind of terrify me. But at the same time, I'm just like, I feel safer doing that than flying at this point. So I'm just curious, are there any other people out there that are like terrified of flying? And if you are, like, what are you doing to get around to see your family and friends? Are you just not going? Like, I don't even know. Like, are we nuts for like wanting to drive all the way from California to New Jersey and back? I will say us doing that, we would stay for at least a month. So like, it's not like we're driving there and then turning right back around because that would be kind of crazy. But at the same time, I was like, you know, if we're driving through certain states, we can see certain family members or friends on the way, or really on the way back, because I feel like on the way we'll be more pumped and excited because we're going home to see our, you know, our child and our grandchild and my sister and like all these family members. So anytime going on a trip is always fun. So like, you're excited to get there. Usually on the way back is what people mostly dread because then it's like you got to go back to work and then you're like, oh, now I gotta go all the way back home, and you're just kind of dreading it. So I'm like, if we, you know, make other stops on the way home, like to see his family, to see my family or whatever, like it could be more fun to drive home and not seem so like, oh, I don't want to drive home. My son's trying to convince me that if you drive, maybe drive, leave the car, because you can rent a car and then drop it off to another location. It is a little bit more expensive, but he said do that and then maybe fly home. I said that sounds cool, but again, I don't think I'm willing to risk hopping on an airplane and hoping that my plane is not the one that something's not going to happen to. So I don't know what to do. Like, what do? I don't know.